I don't want to lose a piece of myself just to cure a totally different part of myself. I feel like if I were to do that, I would lose the best parts of me just to get rid of the worst parts of me. I actually go to therapy twice a month. I would like to go more often, but for what I can afford, I'd rather just, do the twice a month thing. I found out through a series of events, a series of unfortunate events, if you will, that I have emotional dysregulation, which basically means that situational things can trigger me to spiral into depression or into angst or into anger. And it basically means that I didn't really know how to control it at all. So I would fall into it so easily and so deep. People would compare it kind of to bipolar disorder. It's not the same thing, but it's easiest to compare it to that because I could be happy in one instance, and then the next, somebody could say something and I'm in the darkest hole I've ever been in. I go to therapy twice a month because it helps me cope with it. It helps me find ways to, okay, well, if I'm feeling a certain way, how do I deal with it? How do I deal with it in a healthy way? Because my issue was I was going the very, very unhealthy way about it. I was abusing substances. I was, going out and partying every night. It just was not a healthy way of dealing with it at all. And I caught it very early, luckily, before anything really drastic happened. But it did take some time for me to realize this is what I needed to do. And not only that, I'm an actor, and there's that stigma about actors and almost a romanticizing of actors being messed up in a certain way. Heath Ledger is a huge aspect of that. People look at him and they almost romanticize what he went through and his death. And I feel like that is so ludicrous. And that is not something I want, to have happen in my life. This is something I take very seriously. I take myself very seriously. I want to take care of myself and be as healthy as possible. I don't necessarily want to take medication because I've seen what it's done to my mother. I've seen what it's done to other people. And I don't want to lose a piece of myself just to cure a totally different part of myself. I feel like if I were to do that, I would lose the best parts of me just to get rid of the worst parts of me. So therapy is my way of dealing with it, and it's helped a lot. I'm actively making changes in my life to try to be healthier. So, mental health is so prominent in my life. I have to take care of it. I have to. Otherwise, I don't mean to put it in a dark way, but I don't want to end up like my uncle. I don't want to fall into something like that where I get thrown into that dark hole that I just can't escape. And the only way out is doing something really drastic. I don't want to do that.